So ranging markets are pretty straightforward and they are often called sideways markets. This is because they appear to be drifting horizontally to the forward, right? So the market is never going backwards, so it's always moving to the right side, right? Going forward. So they appear to be drifting horizontally in a range, right? In a range. So that's why we call them ranging markets. So when the market makes a series of higher highs and higher lows, we can say that the market is trending up. As we explained earlier, when it stops making these consecutive peaks, we say that the market is ranging. So a ranging market moves in horizontal form where buyers and sellers just keep knocking price back and forth between the support and resistance. So as you can see right here, there's an example that we have. So the price keeps on hitting the resistance level and comes back and hits it again at the support level before finally breaking through right here. But this is an example of the ranging market between the support and resistance levels. So this chart above is showing a ranging market. The price is bouncing between the horizontal support and resistance level. So the difference between trending markets and ranging markets is that trending markets tend to move by following a pattern of higher highs and higher lows in the case of an uptrend, and then in the case of a downtrend it will be lower highs and lower lows. So ranging markets tend to move horizontally between key support and resistance levels. Your understanding of the different markets will help you to use the right price action strategies in the right market conditions. So trading ranging markets is completely different from trading trending markets, because when the market is ranging, buyers and sellers are equal and no one is in control. This will continue until the range structure breaks out and the trending conditions starts to organize. So the best buying and selling opportunities occur at key support and resistance levels. So as you can see, it's quite clear that if you don't differentiate between ranging markets and the trending markets, you'll not be able to use the price action strategies correctly depending on the market structure. So the first way to trade a ranging market is by waiting for the price to approach support and resistance level and then take a buy at key support level or sell at key resistance level. So as you can see right here, you could sell at the key resistance level. You could have sold those two opportunities right there. You could have bought here at this touch. You could have bought here at this touch. You could have bought at that. You could have bought right here. You could have sold right there. So as you can see, was actually a great opportunity right here. I mean, as you can see, the market just crashed like crazy right there on a 1 hour time frame. So this is actually like more like a swing trade if you hold it all the way through there. But the ranging markets, you enter your trade, you exit, you enter your trade, you exit, you enter your trade, you exit. So that's just how the ranging market works. The market is moving horizontally in this case, but the best buying opportunities occur at the support level and the best selling opportunities occur at the resistance level. So the other way of trading ranging market is by waiting for the breakout from either the support level or the resistance level. So there's a breakout, as you can see. This is a breakout also it is a breakout to the upside. When the market is ranging, no one knows what is going to happen and we don't know who is going to be in control of the market. This is why we have to pay attention to the boundaries. When one of the players decide to take control of the market, so either the bulls or the bears, we will see a breakout of the support or resistance level, as you can see right there on the chart. So the breakout means that the ranging period is over and the beginning of a new trend will take place. So once a breakout occurs, that means you'll be able to see the new trend and you have to take advantage of that, right? So that's another opportunity for you to be able to trade ranging markets. Just to show you exactly where the breakout happened. So as you can see, a breakout happened. It did a retest here to show that it has really broke through there, and then it started falling down. As you can see, it was a very massive trade. So even if you had entered this trade right here and you're making use of a trailing stop loss, you would have actually been able to capture this trade all the way from here and write it down through, because you'll be using trailing stops and it'll be just trailing a certain amount of pips, as we explained earlier on one of the techniques that you use for risk management, which is the trailing stop loss. So this would actually work very perfectly if put together with this trading strategy right here in this market condition. As you can see what happened. So put it all together, make it work, put it all together, it will be very powerful strategy that comes out of there. So to explain a bit more in detail about this opportunity that you're seeing here, you can see that the market was trading between the support and resistance level, and the price broke out of the support level. So this indicated that the beginning of a new trend was likely to happen. So the best way is to enter after that breakout. It is important to remember that ranging boundaries are often overshot, so giving us illusion a breakout is occurring. So be very very careful of fake breakouts. This can be very deceptive, and it does trap a lot of traders who positioned into the breakout. To gain more confidence trading a ranging market, it is to wait for a pullback after the breakout. So as we explained right there, as you can see the pullback right there, after that pullback to the support and resistance, you'll be able to trade with more confidence. So the pullback is another chance to join the trend for traders who didn't enter the breakout. So it is best to enter the trade after that pullback. Wait for a pullback when you enter after the breakout of the ranging market. But also sometimes it's much better to enter right at the breakout, because the market usually sometimes, if it's the beginning of an aggressive downtrend, it might actually come back to retest here. It might only retest when it has moved all this way far. So just look for the best opportunity to see when to actually enter the trade, when the breakout is very clear and you have your price actions telling you that this is a confirmed breakout. But also be careful of fake breakouts. Those would trap us, most traders. So after the breakout, the market comes back to retest the support level that becomes resistance before it went down. So remember, resistance always turns into support, and support will turn into resistance. So the pullback is a second chance to join the sellers if you miss the breakout. The pullback doesn't always occur after every breakout. When it occurs, it represents a great opportunity with good risk to ratio reward. So you have to remember that a ranging market moves horizontally between the support and resistance level. These are the key levels that you have to focus on. The breakout of the support or resistance level indicates that the ranging market is over. You have to make sure that the breakout is real to join the new trend safely. Be careful of fake breakouts. If you miss the breakout, wait for the pullback, and when it occurs, don't hesitate to enter the market. So if you can't identify the support and resistance levels, it is a clear indication of a choppy market, and those, as I said, we do not touch. In Forex, choppy markets are those which have no clear directions. When you open your chart, you find a lot of noise and you can't even decide if the market is ranging or trending. So a choppy market can make you feel very emotional and doubt your trading strategies. So the best way to determine if a market is choppy is by zooming out on the daily chart and taking the bigger picture. So to see what is the overall trend, what is the overall thing, or what is really happening there, right? So a choppy market is moving sideways in a very small tight range and is a sign to stay away from the market. A choppy market is not worth trading, so stay away from that one, guys. It will make you lose your confidence in your trading strategies, and you start to doubt yourself, and start to make some decisions that are way out of your trading plan. So remember, we explained about trading plan and trading your best to stick to your trading plan. So choppy markets will take you out of that. Wait for your trading strategy to be confirmed. So all the key points that you're looking for your entry to validate your entry point. Wait for those, and then you enter the market.